The ultimate England guide. I conquered all of France and Great Britain in the first 70 years of the game. It involves little RNG, no exploits, and is very easy to follow. And it's a great opener to get all of the mission tree done. Today, England, Iron Man mode, and I show you a very easy way to play as this nation. Before we can talk about anything and the playstyle of England, let's talk about its mission tree. You basically start with two very important branches, Levy Troops and the 100 Years War. Levy Troops basically gives you claims all over the British Isles. At the same time, a subjugation war goal against Scotland. You can take all of Scotland in one war. So you want to have this as early as possible. And at the same time, over here, the 100 Years Wars gives you like claims on Paris, stuff like that, right? So you want these missions very early completed. With the guide I'm showing you right now, we will do this in the first few months of the game. Literally, in the first few months. We will even finish this mission before we get a chance to unpause. We need 60% manpower in our manpower pool, and we need to be at 100% force army limit, right? This down here, this force army limit, currently have 29 troops and we can have 37, needs to be full. And this manpower pool, which can hold up to 28k troops, needs to be at 60%. Firstly, we're gonna exploit development. I'm gonna go over here. I'm just gonna take all of this. This basically gives you a lot of manpower. You're trading one manpower pip in a province development for manpower, which is a good trade for England, especially with that mission tree in the first missions. All of this done, we have now 16k. Next step, we're going to go over here. We're gonna delete these forts. You will never need them. They're so useless. We got unsteadified Normandy, concentrate development, unsteadified Bro, concentrate development, because it just helps. Over here, you can't do it. I will do this. You will see. Not enough development. Same with Maine. Talking about Maine. Maine triggers very early on a war against France or one stability loss for England, right? You either lose one stability or you have a war with France. Both situations are very unfavorable. So what you can do or could do in the past is give this to a subject, and the subject will hold on to it until you annex them. And at that point, you already defeated France anyway. Doesn't work anymore. They fixed that a few patches ago. What you do now is just sell this province to someone who likes it. Like Provence. I will sell this to Provence. There you go. 46. And I get a little bit of money. And I don't have to deal with the French immediately. Diplomacy, I still will release the two subjects. You will see why very soon. Gascony and Normandy. Right? And Normandy, I will feed provinces. I will give them this province, and I will also give them Calais. Giving them Calais might seem like a stupid decision because you get a very good port decision over here, which gives you a lot of trade influence and everything. But trust me, this is very much needed. Just believe me. Then we're gonna enable scuttage for both of them because I don't want them into the war against France. Basically, if I'm at war with France now, which I will be very early, spoiler, they can't siege any land on the mainland and I still technically control it. That's just a win-win situation. Now, what I will also do diplomacy-wise is put one advisor on improving relations with my subjects and also getting a royal marriage with the Portuguese. I know normally I don't do alliances because I can't guarantee them. Most of the time you could get an alliance with Castile and I would urge you to do it because it helps with France and everything like a lot. But I will not do it because it is RNG related. They could rival you technically. So if I ally them now and you don't have this in your scenario, you have to restart and I don't want that, right? In my scenario, France didn't rival them. I'm literally at risk that France allies Castile and that's not so nice. Parliament. Make just whatever you want. No, estates. First I start with religious state, then we go over to land of commerce. Very nice. Then I like to take religious culture, religious diplomats. I end up with taking private trade fleets, because, you know, you're the best end trade node, so use that, right? And I also like from the beginning patronage of the arts, because in this nation taxes are not that important, so that's very nice. You might notice something. We don't have a nobility. The reason because we don't have a nobility is basically our government form. The English monarchy disables nobility. It also disables to summoning a diet. But we do get a parliament, and that is very strong. After all of this, you might have noticed we are still not 100% there. Yes, we have the manpower, but our army size limit is still not at 100%. And I said I will get this there without unpausing. So you might be confused. Why, Florius, how are you going to do this? I'm going to do something illegal. You will hear in no EU4 tutorial. I will increase autonomy in provinces. You heard me right. I will increase autonomy. And at some point, see the mission pop up. And bam, we have reached that point where you can now click this mission and get a day one subjugation CB against Scotland, which, by the way, is guaranteed by France. But France literally can't help them because we enable scuttage for both our vassals at this point, which doesn't call them into the war. Basically, they're just keeping our land warm for us, and we can just come back at any time we want and attack the French later on. All I need is just to keep my navy out and cut off any large invasions from the French. This is just a very easy win so far. What I will do now is move up my troops and prepare for the war against the Scottish. They will probably have a few allies at that point, but nothing that will really stop us from taking a lot of land, right? I will also make an admiral now. Not too good, but still very nice. And I will order him to go over here and help with the first siege. The trade navy I will still keep inside of my port because I don't want the damage. The war isn't too long, and for that time I don't need the extra trade income. It's better to keep them in port and don't risk them being destroyed because of the French navy. Now, rivals. Just rival everyone back that rivals you. I mean, it's just free prestige, especially if it's early wars, right? Yeah, so I rival the Danish, the Scottish because I'm at war with them right now anyway, and the French because same situation, right? It all comes together. We now have to wait for the 11th of December to declare our war because we're all EU4 pros, and we know that you have to wait for 1 month before you can declare wars in this game, right? And you saw something pop up here, right? Looming disaster. This is the best looming disaster in this game. Why? Because this looming disaster gets rid of this dude. And let me just say, 000 is not the best leader I want, right? It's kind of... I will not miss him. I'm gonna be honest. I will not miss him. And this disaster removes him, which makes this the best disaster in the world. At the same time, there's other nations that are not as lucky as me, like the Castilians. So, more than a month has passed, he got 1 ally, he still has the French guarantee, so I'm just gonna go in. I will check if I can co-belligerate. Normally, if they have no allies themselves, just co-belligerate them. In my scenario, I will not do it because I don't want to fight too many nations. It's quite important that my manpower pool stays up, so my subjects stay loyal. If your subjects become unloyal, you have a problem. Trust me. Out of experience, just trust me. I declared the war, the subjugation war against the Scottish. I can now march in, start my sieges. And this also allows me, in the first 2 months, to finish the 100 Years' War. I know, crazy, right? Don't need to give the French anything. And so far, no alliance needed. Just, you know, royal marrying the alliance I start with anyway, and that's it. And what I noticed, the French start with an alliance with the Provence, but if you give them Maine, they cancel it, because they have course on Maine. So this way, you can kind of cancel the alliance between Provence and France. Very good. You kind of risk that they ally the Castilians with the free slot, just as a warning. But if you ally the Castilians, which I don't do right now, should be no problem. If you save some mill points, you can actually barrage the fort right now. I urge you to do this. By the way, talking about mill points, mill focus. Trust me. Very helpful. Advisor-wise, don't need this. This can be helpful with your subjects. And best advisor is discipline advisor. Trust me. That was way too long. It was like double the time you would normally use for this. So let's siege this up. Let's go over here, capital city. Let's go siege that faster. And later on, we just kill all the troops in Ireland. It really doesn't matter. And stack up them over here. By the way, I will not run down this fort. As I said, manpower is very important. Okay, I did something amazing. I kind of baited them to go over here. Now they're stuck on this side of the strait. So they try to go into the fort, which will literally just kill them because I get defensive bonuses. I love stuff like this in EU4. When you kind of know what the AI does and why, you can just so easily manipulate them. It's amazing. Okay, going into here, doing as much damage as I can in one battle. Let's go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Can we stack wipe? We can. Okay, I will send the bigger army now over here and the smaller army with the good general up here to clean up the mess that's still there. Right, easy. Now taking the last few provinces of Scotland over here. Kind of stop them from making more troops there. Gotta be fast. This province has now been taken over. Take this. By the way, royal marriage with your vassals, very much recommended. Makes them more loyal. Keeping them loyal, as I said, very high priority. Trust me. Your rivals over here, which are a lot, because most of the time Burgundy doesn't like you. France, of course, doesn't like you. Brittany is not the biggest fan of you after a while. Provence neither. You know, once you start to take all of this land, trust me. And they like to just guarantee the independence of Normandy and of Gascony. Once they start doing this, you really don't get any chance to get rid of that. So just be careful there, right? If you want to make me see a guide for another nation, something particular, feel free to write it into the comments. I read all the comments. I mean, if you have commented on this video, you probably noticed that I hover over my comments like a hawk and answer everything. And if you want to be there when we create these guides, I do need help from my community here. So feel free to join the streams. I love making these strategies. It's a lot of fun. Okay, War of the Roses. This is a very critical point of this strategy, right? Because right now I have like 2,000 manpower and I don't want to lose the 2,000 manpower. I know it's only 2,000 manpower, but I don't want to lose it. So, before I click any of this where I lose a lot of manpower, I just build the troops so I get it back, right? And I choose whatever ruler is better. And both are bad. And both are named Charles. It's Charles the First versus Charles the First. What I noticed before of the roses, the worst thing you can do manpower-wise is try to win it. What I do is I try to lose it. I will stop maintaining all of my forts. We'll just choose the better ruler and let the opposite ruler win. The best thing here is that this ruler will not become the opposition. Trust me. Like I click here now, the guy becomes ruler and you see in Rebels that someone else. It's Edward now. He's 231. Oh my god. Why are they all always so bad? I've bad luck here. This is even a little bit better than what we had before. Mill-wise, this hurts a lot. So very good we have this focus and this advisor. So, hopefully they win soon. Otherwise, they do make hard for my nation. Tax modifier or... Yeah, I don't care about taxes that much. I think at that point where I might risk at losing more money than again, I will go into here and I will just take burger loans. Because they are very, very nice, right? Burger loans just give you a very nice boost in money for not a lot of problems in return, right? So I do like to take them. I'm very unlucky with the siege here. As I say, more rebels will rise up. Just ignore that. Oh, actually lose these troops when the manpower... Oh, interesting. So if you do this, I actually didn't know that. My fault. Wait for these 2 troops to be built and then click what house you want to support, right? So you actually get these. I lost 2k manpower, which is not the end of the world, but still sucks a little bit, right? So, Ulster has been sieged down. I'll just annex them directly and start to core them. Talking about Scotland, they're now 100% occupied, so after a while we should just get call for peace, which will increase my war score from 36 to 100 because I do control everything of him, and that should be the end of that war. I just need to reconquer Pale, and that should be that. I'm gonna consolidate my troops in a way that useless armies are gonna be deleted. Why do I do this? Because every army over here that fits into your force limit when this rebellion wins becomes part of your army, right? So if I have like 1 free slot here, I gain 1 extra troop from one of these armies. If I would delete my entire army right now, I would actually gain all of the troops. Maybe there's a strat there that you can use. I'm just not gonna use that. I just want to say you could theoretically do this. I don't really carry all of these of the Roses event because I intend to lose. So I don't care if anyone supports me or doesn't support me. I don't have to spend any money here. Just, you know, let them lose the support. It's fine. We have call for peace now, which means that they are now finally giving up, which means I can force through my demands. I will vassalize Scotland and I will demand a little bit of money. The Isles will become independent, but there's nothing I can do there. The best case scenario is that I just ally someone in Ireland and this way I just get them back for free. The other subjects are still loyal. This is important. I tried this strat with enable to divert trade, but that really made Normandy go independent early on, and that is something you don't want. Trust me. So, with this war done, I will start immediately my next war. Taking all of Ireland is our next priority, and while this is still going on, I will just continue to do this. It should be absolutely fine. And what I can also start doing now is take my merchant navy and actually put it in here, because now I'm not in danger of the French navy, which is the only navy that could damage my merchant navy. Every other navy is not strong enough to even damage my merchant navy, so there you go. What I could do right now is get a free company, right, and use the free company manpower to siege Ireland, and I think I'm actually gonna do that, because saving manpower is just that important. Take my bad leader, I hope he has a siege pip, he actually has, and now I will let him siege everything, because we have given away all our land and we're at peace with France. We get now 1 stability. And the only thing we lose is a core over here. Because right now we have a core here. But because we released Gascony, which has cores all over this, look at this land, we don't really lose a core, do we? We just gain 1 stability, which is so nice. And as I told you, France will declare on Provence because of reconquest. So yeah, Provence is not going to be a problem. But they did ally Castile. So in your scenario, I would always ally Castile first. I just don't do it because I feel like it would be unfair for the small chance where they do actually rival you. In that scenario, it would be unfair to use them as an asset. But yeah, that's the danger of breaking up Provence and France. You could just give it to Brittany and kind of avoid that maybe. Oh no, more pretender rebels. I wish I would care about this. I just don't. I'm just over here in Ireland doing England stuff. While English also do England stuff. It's just not really winning the siege, and it's really killing me. Like, literally, I'm surprised how bad they are. I declared a war, and they triggered another rebellion. Let's go. Please, end now. War of the Roses, you have won. Rebels can't fully break a country which is at war. I feel like if that is the case, you should wait for them to win and then declare on Ireland, because this is very destroying my economy in a way, right? Like, this minus 20 is a little bit, you know, unsatisfactory. I'm dying here. I gotta be fast about this, otherwise my economy will die. I need to end the island wars. I need to end them fast. Okay, doing this now. Annexing them. Now annexing them. Very nice. And now I should be able to just lose the War of the Roses. Oh my god, why is this game so horrible to me? Finally. Oh, okay. Everyone's still loyal. That's very important. And we finished the War of the Roses, which gives me less AE for conquest. So, over here. Co-belligerate all of them. Clear these wars. Oh, most of Ireland is being sieged now at once. Very nice. All of my armies have something to do. And I always hover over here to check if only Scotland is unloyal, right? My economy is getting better now, but I still have problems with army maintenance, fleet maintenance. Oh, this would be... Okay, I will declare this war in one go after I'm done with this, because this would actually call in the Isles, and I would get back the Isles, which is very nice. Because it finishes the Scotland mission. So we can finish the Scotland and the Ireland mission. Otherwise, I needed to wait for this truce to end, which is horrible. So I always like when I do this, ally someone. There's not a 100% chance that I do it. But in most of my runs, I do notice that they like to have friends in Ireland. That makes it also easier for myself, right? So, once again, teasing them out separately. Next big war, every battle should happen simultaneously, so let's go. They try to run away, which is absolutely fine. But they don't have a chance. Over here, what can we do? We have relations with vassals or lesser union partners increase income from vassals. This is amazing. I'm just gonna take this. While this is going on, I will start the last war in Ireland. Let's go. Okay, that's the Isles done. I will take the Isles directly because why not? Finish the Conquest of Scotland mission, which is very nice. Cost of advisors with rulers' culture and also promotion culture cost. And best thing is the 150 admin power you get. Because you need this for coring and you need this for the tech you're behind now. Because I'm pretty sure I'm still at tech 3. And I am, yes. So, last Ireland conquest done. And now we have to prepare for the most scary war of them all, which is the war against the French. They actually have very strong allies. Switzerland is not weak. Castile is obviously not weak. We need to be ahead of Miltech by a lot, and we need to kill them really fast, because as soon as they reach the first few ideas, like the second idea group with moral boost, their armies become way too strong. Castile made me their rival. Yeah, that was bad luck. I said this could happen from the beginning, so I guess good thing. What I don't like, these alliances. What I could do now is start annexing Normandy, which is very helpful. It's especially helpful for getting Scotland loyal, because you see up here relative army power and relative economic power of all vassals. Kind of gives him more liberty desire, so getting rid of Normandy, which adds a lot to this, is very nice. And the next war against the French is gonna be us attacking. We're not in need of this vassal anymore, basically, right? So that should be fine. What I did now is that I allied Aragon, because I saw they did want an alliance with me like Castile. Castile now rivaled me, but that's not too bad. I feel like you can always get an alliance with Aragon or Castile, and because France and Castile allied in most of my test runs, I'm just gonna ally with Aragon now. You should always get one of the alliances, preferably Castile, because they do get Aragon at a certain point. But as far as I see it, this should be just very nice, right? So having Portugal, which you start with, and Aragon at the same time, this should be a nice blob over here that takes care of France, takes care of Castile. I think we can just rush down Castile, pulling them out of the war. A Diplomat advisor helps you so much with integrating. Like, having this +1 over here is so nice for Normandy, not gonna lie. I appreciate a lot having him around. Taking a Miltech again, going for Longbowmen, because we're the British, or actually, we're the English, right? So that should be something the French should be scared of. So I'm getting in a dangerous territory where my truce ends with Scotland very soon. And they're still a little bit unloyal. I can just fix this with paying off their loans. Yeah, I integrated Normandy. This is all my core land again. I actually inherit their army, which is very nice. And I can just core this, no problem. Statify 3 states. Oh, and we finally can do the staple port after integrating them. And Barbarian will not like it, but I get so much trade modifiers. It's so nice. So let's look at our income. Yeah, a little bit more. Very nice. I think my long-term plan is to land my army over here, peace out Castile, and then with Aragon together, just go into France and kill them. I think I'm actually gonna prepare this now. Military access, ask for military access. Amazing. And then to make faster transportation over here. This costs money, by the way, be careful. I'm gonna ask for fleet basing rights, which will cost me 1 ducat a month, which I will remove as soon as all of my troops landed, but it's just this much faster. Because I lose manpower when I'm transporting troops because of attrition, right? There's attrition on ships, so the faster they're there, the less attrition, the more manpower I keep. That's the strategy here. So if I have fleet basing rights, my troops can just instantly land. Otherwise, even with military access, they just would walk on here, which just takes forever. Just as a small advice, right? And now both have landed. And now I can cancel this. Amazing. All of my armies have been transported over. This is how I like it. Okay. I think we start this war now. I will ask to prepare for war. And here the same. Ask to prepare for war. Amazing. They are actually at war right now, so this is good timing. They're trying to get Napoli under their hold, which would be catastrophic for me. They actually are at war now against their old ally Savoy. They were allied with Savoy. So this is actually an amazing moment to strike them. Most of the troops are on their way down to Italy or sieging over here. So I basically have the privilege to catch them off guard. And trust me, there's always a situation where France goes against Burgundy, France goes against Castile. If you want to fight a weaker France and let them keep Provence as an ally, you could just give Maine to Brittany, as I said before. I think this way they don't ally that, or you could just ally Castile. Like, I'm doing worst case scenario here, so if this looks very grim, just know that, right? There's always RNG in this game. It is what it is, right? So they both will join now. I have to fight Castile, which will peace out very fast, so also do trust me. Switzerland, which we will not piece out manually at all, because they're so far away, and Lorraine too. But they're very busy, so this should be absolutely fine. I'm going to do a reconquest for, I would say, Toulouse, because it's the most developed province over here. Okay. My army rushing into the capital city of Castile, because this is where we need to be as fast as possible. And the Aragonese being over here, I don't know why. They were about to declare war on Naples too, so maybe I messed a little bit with them. I see now when the French will come over, so over here and over here, so I can actually do whatever I want. They will siege this down for now, but you know, that's very temporary, so it really doesn't matter. Actually get the new Miltech now. Okay, this makes us quite unstoppable, because they have Miltech 5, France has Miltech 5, and we have no Miltech 6. It's not the most amazing upgrade of Miltechs, but it is very nice to have it. And as they siege this, just try to occupy as much as land as you can. If you're in this scenario, you do, trust me, you get a way better peace treaty if you just occupy random land. Doesn't even need to be forts, just occupy land you can occupy really fast. The Castilians got this, which is bad, but at the same time, I can just piece them out right now, which means they get this back immediately, right? I can actually just piece them out, that's it. You know, I will actually just accept this, because having them out of the war is so helpful. And I don't want to risk anyone piecing out, because the capital city was occupied for like 3 seconds, so I'm just gonna piece them out for nothing. I have to bring my troops over here now, so they unblack flag, and in my own subjects' territory, they actually get that effect, so that's good. Do have to be careful, the French army is still very big, but if you expand carefully, no problem, right? Portugal is amazing. They're sacrificing everyone who's coming over here. Aragon is just at that weight that has all of his main army over here. Has a lot of 1k troops stashed over here, just ready to be sack wiped. It's like they're working against me. Wow. Thanks, ally. What are the French doing? I think they're down here to get the PU, right? Oh my god. Portuguese got stack wiped. But hey, they won against the French. The French needed a piece out. That's really good. Them not getting that PU is a win. Literally. Oh my god, they pieced out. Yeah, very soon I'm alone here. But on the other side, I'm about to also get a lot of the important strategic points. And then I just need to kind of beeline to the war goal. I think I'll actually take the Free Company, because it's just a little bit over the limit. And it will do wonders. And look at what we have. We have actually a lot of war score. I know you could take this mission now, but I won't. I want to have 3 wars with France. First war, I just want to take land and weaken them. The second war, I literally just mostly want to reconquest. I want to give back this land here, right? And in this war, I'll actually click this mission, because it is a limited amount of time you get for this force union, because it's value, right? And then in the last war I will actually PU the French, right? This, and that. And the alliance with Castile. And then we demand some money. Yeah, I'll actually take Maine. So now we have this tribe, which is very good. I'm gonna wait with this until I actually have a war again where I need an admiral. Could lose Aragon as an ally in a second now. Really? Excommunicated, that's so bad. Now, finally, I can disinherit. I don't like this ruler that much. His heir is at least a little bit better, like 1 better in everything. I'm just gonna accept everything that I get, all the bad stuff. Even accept the stability drop. Now we're just gonna enjoy the 11 years of truce. Then we go in, take a little bit more land, and then we actually make the death strike, right, with forcing him to agree to the PU. I don't like to do the PU too early. You could do it in the second war, but they get so much liberty desire and you get so much AE from everything that's actually scary. If you take your time with France, you have a way easier mid-game. Just trust me with that. And I would use, you can definitely use more allies for this. Get Burgundy involved if you don't hate you. Get Austria involved. Get Castile and Aragon involved. Do all of that, right? Like, France is the only big enemy here. If you want to go for this, you could just make, stop here with that Britain. I just want to show how much this strategy can actually be extended to. And strategy in the long run can actually help you to finish the entire tree here and prepares you for... It kind of prepares you for a strong Great Britain that can do everything, right? Just as a heads up. It's very hard to choose between these two. But if you don't go into France, take this, because you don't have too much cultures. The monthly autonomy change is actually very nice. I will have a lot of cultures under my belt, especially controlling parts of France directly. So I will take this. It's easier to control them if you integrate them. That's my personal experience. You also get more out of it. Like, if I hover over here, you see culture is not accepted, and you get minus 1/3 in taxes and manpower. It is annoying. By the way, I just see this during the integration, that development. I don't know how to pronounce this, right? I think with the truce coming to an end very soon, and our army being rebuilt and our economy back under control, it's time to focus a little bit more on Navy again, shall we? So I'm gonna build a flagship, I'm gonna give it mass cannons, I'm gonna give it engagement with, and I'm also gonna give it ship durability so it doesn't sink as easy. My truces are now over, my armies are prepared, my flagship is being built currently, and our fort over here should keep most of the French away, right? My plan over here is looking at the French alliances to rush down Brittany and just fight against all the rest of the troops one by one, just strategically choosing battles. We have the same militech. We have an equally strong army. If I need to, I can every time just go into here, sale of titles, take away land, and use that to build mercs, right? But I feel like compared to the war before, where we had to fight Castile, this one is gonna be a breeze, right? We did lose Aragon to the Iberian wedding, but Castile did not ally France again, which is very good. So goals for this war, get this course for our vassal, then integrate him, and occupy Paris, so we can do this mission, and next time we attack him, force the Union upon him. I will now click this mission to get the Admiral, and I will declare the war against France right now. He does have a lot of friends, but I feel like compared to our previous situation, this is actually way easier, because there's a lot of small nations, not big ones. Kill his army before it can go anywhere. Very nice. Deck wiped. This should be sieged very soon. Yeah, he would actually join now. Okay, I'm just gonna call in Portugal as a distraction. Should actually work, because the AI always attacks the weaker nation first, and Portugal in this scenario is the weaker nation. So maybe some of the armies just walk down here and go to Portugal, which would be nice for me, right? Gives me more time to take out his allies. I think we're done with Brittany. I will cancel all of that. What are your allies, Brittany? I should see France, Castile, Austria. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna cancel all of these. I'm sorry. If you want to see me make guides for other nations, let me know. Write it into the comments. I'm open for that. If you want to be live there when we make these strategies, feel free to join the streams. I like to make them with a chat because, you know, a lot of people coming together. Everyone has a great idea together. We have a great strategy. And it worked really well with England. Same with Byzantium, which I think is still my masterwork because it is such an easy strategy. Okay, now they have Elan. That's gonna be a problem. 20%. Oof. Yes, plus 20% more on top of some other stuff. And I rushed on this. Oh, he to be rushing down Paris. Please don't get 21. Please don't get 21. I will actually take the mission now in case he does get it. And he didn't. Good, good, good. I get most of this back, and I do get the war goal, and I need a piece now, so that's that. By the way, I just noticed that you don't need this fort. You can delete this, like, from the beginning. It's nice maybe to keep a little bit Ireland under check, but right now this is useless, and, you know, I just enjoy having more money at this point. I think there is even no more justification for having these forts. Just because I do kind of 100% control the British Isles. No one will land here. I'm just fighting on France mainland now, and this will boost my economy by a lot. Get this now. Yeah, it's so much more money. Amazing. Normally, right now, I would like to go economic ideas. I can't because I'm really behind on admin, and I really gotta catch up with that. So I will actually earlier choose exploration ideas in between the wars, because I don't really have a lot of problems with rebels. Because, you know, I fed cores back. This is not my problem. It's very much under control. I'll just drill my army to get more army professionalism, to kind of counter the Elan the French now have, which is kind of scary, but, you know, still dealable, especially if they're weak like now. I just got this event, which is amazing. Basically, I pay a good amount of money, and I get stability cost modifier and state maintenance -10 until the end of the game. You always get this as England. I had a test run before where I got this too, so I'm just going to accept this. Thank you very much, EU4 gods. I'm a little bit in deficit, but as you see, my economy has become very good, so this doesn't mean anything. Truce with France ended now. My military is at its full capacity. My manpower is actually halfway there to being amazing. My economy at full paying military is absolutely fine, and my professionalism has increased a lot until the 0 I had last time, right? Tech-wise, I'm actually quite ahead now. Very nice. I feel like I still have to fight a large coalition of enemies, right? But I'm not scared. I will declare war for the Union, of course, otherwise I'll lose this war goal. Only have it left for, okay, 20 more years. So I could do it after this war again if I'm fast. But don't risk it, right? I'm gonna rush for the capital because it's the goal, right? And I will actually start while this war is going on to send settlers into North America. Because I can. No, we didn't got colonialism. It spawned in... Oh, yeah, okay. On the other side. Amazing. I have a colony over here and I have troops, so... I fulfilled the condition, but it was not enough. As I said, colonialism is a lot of gambling. Oh my god. I hate the AI so much. Look at this. Literally, I'm about to win this war. Everything's going absolutely fine. Now Castile comes in. Let's enforce peace. I think at this point I have won the war anyways. I hate that they do it right now, because I would have loved to take land from them. Best case scenario, I would have taken some more land from France in combination with forcing the PU right now to make them more loyal in the long run. But yeah, I gotta, you know, returning this one to my other vassal would have been amazing, but I gotta live with that now. Horrible borders. Thanks Castile. You're a charm as always. If you don't ally them, they're just such a pain. And yeah, I have my PU over France. My old ruler died during this war, which means I now have a very young ruler, which is important because a PU only passes on to the next generation if you are at positive relations with the other PU partner. Yeah, the coalition will form, but probably no one will really join. Yeah, the only thing we have to do now is make France loyal. I think, funnily enough, we can do this by maybe paying their loans, because probably at this point they have a few. We can enable support loyalists, which also helps. So there's a lot of things you can do. I probably edit this down so you don't see all of the war. What I did to win this is play defensive, you know, take one fort, take another fort, try to defend this. Then, you know, the enemy retreat because we win the battle. Then I took another fort. Then I went back defend. Took another fort. Went back defend. I did this until, you know, Castile came in. Hey, can you stop this war? Otherwise, I will attack you, right? Otherwise, I could have taken so much more land. If Castile is your ally in this situation, you will have such an easy war over here. If not, yeah, you see, it's still doable. It's just a little bit annoying that Castile is my enemy now, and they have become way too strong, but I could fight them now. This coalition is actually really nice. If you ever did this before and you know how big the coalitions can be, this is actually quite cute in comparison. Like normally you have like all of the HRE or something. This is why I like to do it in the third war, because this way I could have actually taken some more land to make him weaker and actually make the PU easier in the long run, but for now, this is actually quite good. I'm happy with the result. And I'm on the best way to make him loyal. I just gotta improve his relations. I can actually just, you know, go over here, pay off his loans. I'm already there. Like, he's nearly loyal. And the most important thing for PU anyway is just getting the relations up. So, yeah. Wow, the coalition already falling apart. That's amazing. So, the coalition happened, then France became loyal, and now the coalition is gone. And they became really loyal, like the first few years. Paying off the loans and just improving relations did everything. You do have to take care of these. Pretender rebels are your biggest enemy in these case of scenarios, because if they win, they will become independent again. You don't want that. Okay, look at this. Because of my amazing leader, I am able to already take Admin Tech 10, which allows me very early on to form Great Britain as soon as I have 100 legitimacy. Okay, now I can click this beautiful button to integrate Scotland and form Great Britain. I will, of course, accept the British ideas. And now we have formed the beautiful nation of Great Britain, which makes it actually easier to annex nations and settle. So this is very good for what we're doing currently. And yeah, I could also take a new idea group. I would actually take expansion now because I already started with the colonial game. I hope you enjoyed the guide. The first 70 years of the game have passed, and look what we've achieved. We basically became Great Britain, got Gascony, made them big, got France as a PU. They are already big, so we needed to make them a little bit less big. Yeah, you should use alliances. Work with the Iberian allies. If you get Aragon, Castile, Portugal, you start with Portugal, so, you know, exploit them. And yeah, I hope you have fun recreating this thread, and have a good one. Bye.